One of the questions that we're always getting asked, and now in the middle of April with coronavirus, COVID-19 kicking around, it's important now to understand this more than ever, is how long is it going to take me to actually buy a house? Well, I've got the answer for you and it's coming right up. Hi everyone, it's Richard Payne here with Halifax Homes and Lifestyles at EXP Realty. And we're sat outside enjoying the last of the sunshine here, middle of April, and it's going to be one of those questions that we are constantly getting asked, which is the answer to the question from a lot of the buyers, and especially the buyers that are kind of moving here now back to Nova Scotia, coming to Nova Scotia, and we're on April the 17th right now. So we are right in the middle of obviously the shutdown for coronavirus and COVID-19. So the question is, how long is it going to take me to actually buy the house? Well, there's a few things that come into mind here, and the first thing is there's a process of looking for the house. You've got to find that right house first. So it's not just a question of when do I start searching, and of course the sooner you start searching, the sooner you'll find the house that you're actually looking for. But there's also that, like, right, we've found the house, we've written an offer on the house, now how long is it going to take? So that's the one that I want to focus on today, because as I've just said, the sooner you start looking for a house, the sooner I can find you that right house, and the sooner we get the offer in, the sooner it gets accepted, the sooner the process starts. So let's go typical. So let's look at before we had all these issues with coronavirus kicking around, and we would say that we're looking at around about 10 business days to get our conditions removed. So let's break down the process here. First of all, we go looking for houses. Let's say we're lucky, and on the first day we look at the first house and we say cancel all the other viewings. This is the one. This is the place that we want to buy. Let's get the offer written, let's get it in, and let's get it sealed right now. So we send the offer in. Typically we leave those offers open for anywhere between 12 to 24 hours, especially now in the world of obviously coronavirus. It can be a little bit more difficult to get the communication with the sellers. And the other thing as well that's going to happen now is we're not really looking at a huge amount of multiple offers. So that's the other side of this part, is if we write an offer and we are going to be part of multiple offers, or we think it's a really hot property because we've seen other people lining up, not really the case right now here in the middle of April. But if that was the case, then I'm not leaving my offer open for very long. I want my answer, and I want my answer soon. So in that case, it would be a lot shorter, but now we're typically 12 to 24 hours, something like that, before the seller actually gets a chance to make the decisions, talk it over with everybody, and actually do the right thing, which is just accept the first offer. So we've had the offer accepted. Now we're into how many days is it going to take me to go through the house inspection, the lawyer review, the financing condition review, all the paperwork that we've asked for on the property. So utilities and everything else that's going to be in for running the house, because you've got to know how much it's going to cost you to run that house as well as own the house itself. So we've got to review those documents. Then say we're living in, here we are now in Fall River, we also need a well quantity report done. Test on that, see how much water's in the well. We need a quality, and we need a septic inspection. So 10 business days, 2 weeks, is about what we would allow for those. Right now, we're allowing a little bit longer because things are taking a little bit more time. We've got a lot more to work on. We've got a lot more things to arrange. We've obviously got safety and health precautions set up that we've got to adhere to as well. So right now it's taking a little bit longer. Probably we'll look at more like 3 weeks. And I think that's fair. And I think the sellers and the listing agent are actually starting to understand that. So number one, we offered on the house, it got accepted in 12 to 24 hours. So let's call that a day. Then we've got, let's say at the moment, 15 business days, usually 10, so 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Then it's a question of, great, we've removed all the conditions, and yes, the sooner we remove those conditions, the better. But let's say we took 10 days, then it's a question of how soon can I get my keys? And that's the big question, because if you're moving from one province to another province, say you're coming back to Nova Scotia, we've got a client now that's in that situation. They're going through the natural 14-day quarantine because they've moved provinces. But the biggest question they had is, well, we don't want to be sitting here in 90 to 180 days trying to get that house because of a closing date. So like they were asking, Richard, what's a normal length of time? I said, well, we're anywhere from about 30 days. So write the offer today, 30 days from today. If the house is vacant, especially if the house is vacant, you can get in soon. But after that, we're on 30 to about 45, maybe 60 days is about typical. Now, there are a lot of factors that come into play here, a lot of factors. So number one, is the house vacant? Number two, have the sellers got somewhere to go? Number three, if the sellers haven't got somewhere to go, is there enough inventory for them to actually go and looking and find the house that they want? So there's a lot of different factors that come into play, but on average, the answer to the question is somewhere between 30 to 45, maybe 60 days from you writing the offer to getting the keys. That's about the normal time to get a closing. Now, here we are, middle of April. I'll put that caveat in there, which I would actually allow a little bit longer. I would be looking at more like 45 days to maybe 70 days, just to make sure you've got enough time to get through those conditions, make sure everything is good, and then get the keys. Because it's getting you the keys that I want to make sure that we achieve, and it's got to be the right house. So the sooner we start looking, the sooner we find the right house, the sooner we write the offer, the sooner we get through the conditions, and guess what? The sooner you get the keys. So that's the advice for today. Now, if you would like to get more information like this, we'd love you to subscribe. So hit that subscribe button. Don't forget the alarm bell as well. Don't forget the thumbs up, because we love it when people like the videos. And if you have any questions, just reach out.